Hey, everybody, it's Friday Reads Live. Welcome, welcome. I am back. So today is, of course, Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. I'm not sure who will be in the house because it is a long holiday weekend. So I hope to see at least someone. I see there's Sharon in the comment section. Welcome, Sharon. Happy Friday. Friday after Thanksgiving. Black Friday, if you're doing that. I'm not really doing that. Um, but welcome. Let us know what you're reading. I see there's some other people in the chat. Please feel free to come in and tell us what you are reading on this lovely Friday and this weekend. So I'm going to get started telling you what I'm reading. So I am finishing up this book, which is called Narrative of Sojourner Truth. And this is really interesting to read. I have 50 pages left to finish it, so I'm going to finish this tonight. And I'll be discussing Narrative of Sojourner Truth with the ladies over in my book club on Patreon called the Read Soul Lit Book Club. So that's what we're going to be discussing. And of course, I will be spending today and the rest of the following week, so the 10 days, chugging down Bleak House. I'm like committing. I don't think I'm gonna be anything else. I'm committing to trying to finish this book by Friday, if possible, before Friday. Um, I'm actually between these two copies. This one is 1,055 pages. This one is 880 pages. But this one, like font size, nah, that font size ain't working for me. This font size is much more comfortable. This is the reason why it's 1,055 pages. So uber intimidating. And this one is not as intimidating, but when you open up and you see how tight that font size is, ugh, it's not working for me. So that is what I'm reading. So the Bleak House and finishing the last 50 pages of Narrative of Sojourner Truth. Oh, whew, this end of the year has been interesting. So, who we got? We got Omalola. How are you? Happy Friday. What are you reading? Welcome, welcome to the other people that are watching and maybe not talking. That's okay. But if you feel inclined, please come in and say what you're reading. Curtis, welcome. Happy Friday. I hope you all had a very lovely Thanksgiving with your family, your friends yesterday. And so now I guess it's either the day off today or you're back to the chop chop, back to work. But it's Friday night here and the day is winding down. But yeah, I'm gonna be trying to wind down the day with this one to finish so that I can get on to the bleak house. So, let me know what you're reading in the chat. Curtis, you just came in. What are you reading? I know what you're reading. You probably just bleak out. Curtis, I'm not sure what you're reading. Hello, Margaret. Was waiting but had to reload page. Okay. Well, you're here. That matters, Margaret. Happy Friday. And what are you reading? And are you going live later on? In a half an hour, because I know you go live often on Fridays as well. So let me know what's up. Finish John Lewis's memoir, 5 stars. Ooh, Walking with the Wind was so good. Okay, I have not. The only ones I've read are the graphic novels. The first three graphic novels, the only ones that I have read around Lewis's life, but I'll have to keep in mind while walking with the wind. I have to keep that in mind. Hello, Aisha. Happy Friday. How are you? What are you reading? Let's see. Sharon said, "Oh, she's reading Lakewood." Okay, how was that? I remember when that came out, everybody was saying how good it was. Um, Margaret said, "Yep, regular time. An hour after me. Okay, all right. March. Yeah, I heard those were really. Yeah, I mean, I really like them. I thought now the only complaint I had about March was the fact that there were moments where the type the font size of the lettering was just way too small. Other than that, everything else was fine. The story was told. I love the artwork, the coloring, everything was done really well, except for that tiny, tiny, tiny font size. It was very weird. And I did not like that. Lakewood, if I remember correctly, that's like I think it's speculative fiction, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's speculative fiction, Sharon, and it has something to. I think it has something to do with experimentation on Black people. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it is. Curtis said, I'm currently reading Biased, okay, Uncovering the Hidden Prejudice that Shapes What We See, Think, and Do by Jennifer L. Eberrat. Yeah, I think that's what it is. PhD, great read. That sounds like a really good read. Particularly with everything that's going on now with the AI and all the rest of it. That's probably a book we all need to get down. Okay. Hello, Katrina. Happy Friday. She said, just finished Cursed Daughters. I have that right here as well. Cursed Daughters. I'm going to be reading this one though in 2026 in the new year. And how did you like it? Did you like it? Do you recommend it? I'm hoping it's going to be good. Now I think it has kind of a I don't know if it's not science fiction, but it has like a fantasy kind of feel to it, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what worries me just a little bit because I'm not really into that kind of thing. But I know it has a theme around reincarnation or something like that. Um, so I don't know, we're gonna see. 2026. Margaret said next I'm buddy reading Tracks by Louise Erdrich. Okay, I haven't read anything by Louise Erdrich. Didn't love first Erdrich, so hope. What was the first one you read? Because I don't know, I feel intimidated by her work. Um, I don't. I think I might own one work of her that's on a Kindle. I don't remember the title though that I have, but I know it's not one of her first ones. It's like maybe her second or third one. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Katrina, magical realism. I thought speculative fiction, but it's actually magical realism. Okay. Oh, you really enjoyed it. Okay, so that's good. That's good. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see. I think I might enjoy it too, but I mean, you never know. Magical realism for me is something that is, I don't know. Sometimes it works for me, and sometimes it doesn't. So not really sure if I'm gonna like Curse Starters, but I like Oyinkan Break and I'm a supporter, and I'm praying I'm gonna like the book. I'm praying I'm gonna like it. Let's see. Margaret says first urge was love medicine. Oh, okay. The whole universe of novels is maybe why. Okay, need to break in and get comfy in her world. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be. Like I said, I feel intimidated by her work. I think it's gonna be, um, yeah, like a challenging read. Because I've never heard anyone, say loads of great things about her work. Like, usually when people start to read, everybody has like the same favorite from that author. And Erdrich is not the case. Everybody has a different favorite. And so that's what makes me a little bit like, I'm not really sure where I should start or what. So that might be something for future reading goals. Let's see. I missed something. Uh, Hello, Rosa. How are you? Apparently Raymond came in, but I don't see him. I did not see him pop in. He must have popped in and I didn't see him. But again, Raymond, welcome. Um, so yeah, so that's like an author that is to me mysterious and will probably remain mysterious for a little while. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Like I always try to do a a focus author. Oh, hey Raymond, there you are. I didn't see you before. Literally nothing popped up on the screen. I was like, I don't know where he is. I can't see him. Um, I do try to pick a focus author for the year, and this year I picked two, and that was a mistake. I should just pick one, and I picked Ann Petrie and Melvin Kelly. So this year I only managed to read from William Melvin Kelly. I reread A Different Drummer. So it's the second time I've read that book, and I love it. It's a 5-star book if you haven't read it. And then the second one I read was called Dim, and that was weird but interesting. Um, so I think there's like four more books that I need to read to finish all his work. So I probably will push him over to 2026 and finish it. With Anne Patry, that I only have left is The Street and Miss Muriel and Other Stories. And I think I can make those. I think I can do it. And that would make me finish everything because those are not the longest. The longest one was The Narrows, and I finished it with the Read Lit Book Club over in, I think it was in February we read that. So, highly recommend reading Andrew's books if you haven't read anything by her. Excellent writer, wonderful storyteller, great character builder. Like, go wrong. Um, so yeah, so that's one thing I do. So maybe one year I will do somebody out of the ordinary, like maybe Louise Urch. That might not be such a great idea because I've never read any of her stuff, but you got to start somewhere. Okay, Raymond says, still reading I Saw Death Coming by Kadada Williams and the Book of American Poetry. Oh, edited by James Weldon Johnson. Very nice. Hello, Birdie. Welcome. Happy Friday. How are you? What are you reading? How was your Thanksgiving? All good stuff. Um, another thing. Okay, I got two books that came in today. Looks like I'm getting ready for 2026 again. So I got this one, which is another year of their classical music for every day. I ordered this one to get ready for the new year. So this is you read a text for the day on the date. So, like for example, the first one is January 1st, and it is a song which is a cantata um, by Johann Sebastian Bach. And so it gives us like a little text. And the piece is written here. And what I do is I just put the piece into YouTube and I listen to that piece. And the pieces can be anywhere from like 3 minutes to 20 minutes. But this fantastic. This year when I did it, I had the blue book. It's great. I mean, listen to a lot of really, really good music. So I'm going to do it again in 2026 with this one. That came, so I'm ready to start the year. And then this is the next one that came, which is called Artificial Wisdom by Thomas R. Weaver. And the subtitle is Who Would You Trust with the Future? So this is a book that I'm going to be reading in my Normandy book club, and we're going to have the author there. And this is in January. So this one is about an AI politician. So it says the year is 2050. In the teeth of a climate catastrophe, the world is left with a drastic solution. One global leader to steer it through the coming apocalypse. The final two candidates are an ex-U.S. President Lockwood and Solomon, the world's first political artificial intelligence. As whispers of a sorry, as whispers of a global conspiracy emerge, investigative journalist Marcus Tully find himself at the center of it when Solomon's creator turns up murdered. Overnight, one investigation becomes two, and it's not just the result of the election that's at stake, but the future of the species. Suddenly, humanity must make an impossible choice: salvation or freedom. So, this will be read in January in my Normandy book club. This is one hell of a cover now. Like, what the nightmare is going on here? What the nightmare is going on in this book? And it's like, so this book is coming in at 406 pages. So it's not, yeah, I feel like this is really like a thriller kind of situation, but and on the says scarily good, Jenny Godfrey. Okay. So this we're gonna be reading in January in my book club. So we're gonna see what this is like. I did not personally vote for this one because I was like, I don't know about this. But it does have good ratings on Goodreads and on Amazon. And it was picked up. It's going to be republished, I think, in 2026 by Penguin. So this is a book that obviously has some, is getting some pull. So we're going to see. I'll let y'all know, what's like. It's kind of like, it's the subject of the moment, the AI and all that mess. All right. Let's see. Hey Tracy, how are you? Welcome. Happy Friday. How was your Thanksgiving? Amalola said I'm going to do a year of wonder with my. Oh, very nice. He loves classical music. That's a wonderful thing to share with someone who loves classical music. I really enjoyed it. I wish I could have had someone to share it with too, because it was just really very, very interesting, and listening some really out of the ordinary pieces and learning, odd things about some of the composers. So I really I recommend it for people that want to get into classical music or that love it. It's a really good book. Let's see. Sharon says to Margaret, Lakewood is weird. Yeah. Margaret said, just looked it up. Looks intense. Yeah, that's what I hear. Sharon said to Margaret, it's a lot of crazy experimenting on human bodies. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Like eye drops, changing eye colors, crazy. Tracy said to Sharon, I read Lakewood by Megan Giddings in 2020, and it was something else. Okay. Margaret said, AI giving us more of what we don't need. Politicians, that tracks. Yeah, it does. Um, Sharon is laughing at what Tracy said when she said, yeah, it was something else. So yeah, so those are the new things in my life for the moment. Nothing else. For the people that just came in, I'm finishing up Narrative of Sojourner Truth. I've got 50 pages left. And of course, Bleak House. Bleak House. Okay. So that's what I am reading today and this weekend and next week too. Margaret said, I just discovered violin charades on TikTok. Already learned a new name, already forgot it, but it's fun. I don't know what that is, violin charades. I mean, I have TikTok, but I hardly ever go on it, so I have to probably go over there and Google violin charades to see what that's all about, because I don't know what it is. Um, but yeah, I recommend it. This is another year of wonder, which is the red edition, but the blue edition is the first one, which is the Year of Wonder. Real good stuff. So the thing I was going to talk to you guys about today is, has anyone checked the The 100 notable reads from the New York Times for 2025. So that's that's the list. That happens this year every year. And I went on the list just to see what was there, and I was really surprised. There were a lot of titles I had never heard before. There were quite a few titles that came right from the Booker Prize list, which was, yeah, I was surprised by as well, but not really. Um, there were a few books. It's a mixed list of nonfiction and fiction. So I just kind of went through it, kind of like that. But I noticed one on here that I have not read that I want to read, which is the Buffalo Hunter Hunter. And I think Raymond, you talked about that book, the Buffalo Hunter Hunter. That's a book that I would like to read as well. Wait, let's see. Some of the people have come in. Raymond is laughing about the TikTok comment, I guess, about the violin charade. I don't know nothing about it. Margaret, two world class violinists tried to get each other to guess the phrase using their violin. Okay, you got to be good at that. He said, "Listen, bleak house, shaking my head. I'm fighting for my life, trying to catch up." Look, you're not the only one, girl. You are not the only one, Tracy. We're all fighting for our lives. Hello, Gail. How are you? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Latrice. How are you? What are y'all reading? Bertie said, I like checking out those lists for books that I've never heard of. Yeah, because there are tons on there this year that I ain't never heard of. Raymond said, yes, I looked at the New York Times list. I hadn't read any of the books, but I own two of them. See, that might be me because I didn't look through the whole thing, but I know I think the flesh was on there, and I do own that. I haven't read it yet. I don't think I own it. I don't think I've read any of these books. Not one of them. Has anybody heard? Wait, let me see this first book. But like, were there any on there, Raymond, that you wanted to read? Because there were some. What is this book called? The story of August and Luke. It's high school sweethearts. This is literally. I think this is YA. It says for fans of 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. It's called August Lane. I have never seen this book. I have never read this book by Regina Black. I mean, am I just like under a rock or something? I ain't never heard of this book. I'm a little. I just watched Greg from Supposedly Fun run through a bit of it. Interesting. Other years were better, probably, but how can I judge if I haven't even heard of the books or haven't even read them? It's hard to judge that kind of thing. Bert said, I read it with Bree earlier this year. It's going to be in my top 10 of the year. The Buffalo Hunter Hunter is the best work to date, in my opinion. Okay. All right. Raymond said, I own the Buffalo Hunter Hunter and We the People, the one I want to read by Jill Lepore, but haven't read them. Didn't you get the one the people? Didn't you get that signed? You went to a book festival or something? Gail said, I haven't looked at that list. I probably haven't read many of them. Look, I don't think like I looked through half of them. I was like, I don't know what some of these things are. They even had a V.E. Schwab book on here. I was like, okay, people. It's one that's called Bury Our Midnight Soul by V.E. Schwab. I'm not a sure reader. Then there was the Christina Rivera Garza book, Death Takes Me. Let me see if there's anything else. It was Flesh. Oh, I did see the book, A Guardian and a Thief by Mega Majumdar. I've seen that book before. Oh, and of course they had on here the new Lily King, Heart the Lover. I like Lily King. Um, but her new book is on here. Curtis, I saw someone's YouTube video going over the list, and there was one nonfiction book that caught my interest, which was Black Moses. Yes, that caught my eye too, by Caleb Gale. It caught my eye too. Uh, yeah, she said, well, it's bleak. Bleak House is bleak, but it's a little messy now. So, gotta stay alive, pay attention, keep your eyes open. Margaret said, fine, I'll go look. DL said, just finished There's No Place for Us, Working and Homeless in America by Brian Goldstone. Oh, and how was that? Really? Oh, sobering read. Wow. Not sure what my last hashtag non-fic read will be. Raymond said, Black Moses is on my list, and Kevin Young Poetry Collection. Okay, very nice. DL said, I've heard good things about August Lane. I couldn't get into it, but it's very whatever that country song Beyonce did coded. Oh, okay. All right. I understand now. Raymond said, yes, I got We the People. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I spoke about that book with Patrice. You were talking on Voxer, and I was asking her about that writer, and where I should start her. Um, Yeah, but I wish there were more Black authors on this list though. But there's just not enough of them in my opinion. Katabasis is on here. Uh, there's a Joe Hill book on here. King Sorrow. Sonia and Sunny is on here. That's a book from the Booker Prize. One called Lonely Crowds by Stephanie Wambugu. Stephanie Wambugu. Um, it says Ruth is 9 when she meets Maria, the only other Black girl at their Catholic school, and is instantly mesmerized by her new friend. The novel traces the intense bond between two young women as they come of age, first amid the confines of their New England upbringing, and then as artists in the 1990s New York City. That book could be kind of interesting, and it says fans of My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante, Cat's Eye by Margaret Atwood, and Sula by Tony Wilson. Oh, okay, I could get down with that. This is the cover. I could kind of get down with it. Let's see. Margaret said, I have only read two of the notable fiction. Omar El Akadia. I met him. He's a nice guy. And Abundance Economics. Don't own any others, but have heard of less than 60%. Um, I thought, oh, she's laughing at DL's description. Tracy said, I read The Art of Scandal by Regina. But oh, you read that? Okay. Because of a buddy read, I didn't think it was great. Yeah, well, why am I not surprised? And it's on this freaking list. Hey, readers, gotta read. How are you? Happy Friday. I hope your Thanksgiving was good. Margaret said, interesting to see Sangu Mandana on the list. I just read the first of hers, and it was cute, but New York. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, well, I mean, Lily King is on here. That gives you an idea. Lily King is on here. So I don't know what is the criteria to wind up on this list, but yeah, there's a lot of on here that I have not heard of before. Um, there's a Thomas Pynchon book on Shadow Ticket. Oh, there's also The South by Tosh Owl is on here, and this was a Booker Prize long list of this year. Then there's also Stone Yard Devotional was also long listed for the Booker. Suzanne Collins is on here. Okay, Suzanne Collins, her return to the world of the Hunger Games, the one that's called Sunrise on the Reaping, is on this list. So I don't know what kind of criteria they use to choose what to wind up on this list, but here we are. There's a John Bangville on here, Venetian Vipers. I think this is some kind of horror book. Victorian Psycho by Virginia Sato. There's an Ian McEwan, his new book, What We Can Know, is on here. Let's see what else that could be kind of interesting. Oh, the Baldwin book is on here. That was written by Nicholas Boggs. The biography, the new biography of Baldwin came out. It wound up on the list as well. Uh, Black Moses by Caleb Gale. That it says um, the Time magazine revisits the gripping story of Edward McCabe, a businessman, politician, and big dream idealist who, in the wake of the Civil War and the disappointments of Reconstruction, tried to create an all black state in the newly opened territory of Oklahoma. That's Black Moses by Caleb Gale. That's the one that both Raymond and I flashed on. Margaret Atwood has a thing on here called Book of Lives. Also, Working King, a memoir by Michael Thomas. That one is on here as well. Let's see what else. Oh, this one is a book that has been creeping around a lot. It's Careless People by Sarah Wynne Williams. So this is the one who worked for Facebook for like 7 years or something, and she wrote about all the reckless, weird stuff that they were doing at the company, that they probably still doing at the company. And Care People is a book that a lot of people have been reading and have been saying it's really good. Uh, there's one graphic novel in here called Crumb by Dan Nadel. Dan Nadel, R. Crumb's Underground Comics. Yeah, so that's on here. Let's see. Empire of AI by Karen Howe. I don't know. I don't recognize any of these other books. I don't know. There's even one on John and Paul McCartney, some kind of biography. Uh, there's one on Mark Twain biography. There's one by Geraldine Brooks called Memorial Days. There's another one called Mother Emanuel by Kevin Sack. It's a narrative nonfiction, tells the story of Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Charleston, South Carolina, the most historic Black church in the South's most historic city, now best known as the site of an egregious act of barbarism, the killing of 9 congregants on June 17, 2015 by white supremacists. So that is written by Kevin Sack. Now I don't know if that person is a white person, a black person, what. Let me just see. Yeah, well, yeah, of course. I mean, I don't know. Even money, like there still has to be something. If they're just talking about where it hit on the New York Times bestseller list, one thing. But then I don't keep up with that list, on a regular basis, so I don't even know. But if that's the way they get the books on there, well, that's understood. Now, is it by book sales? Could be. I don't know. Um, there's also on here Arundhati Roy's Mother Mary Comes to Me. Wait, let's see. Some books that belong on there, in my opinion, aren't on there. Yeah, like usual. And then Margaret said, "Yeah, I want to be careless people eventually." She said, "I read We Refuse to Forget, a true story of Black Creek's American identity and power by Caleb Gale. Looking forward to Black Moses." Okay, so that's a good endorsement. So his writing is good, not dry or anything. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know nothing about this. I don't know nothing about this. This is entitled "The Spinach King: The Rise and Fall of an American Dynasty." Okay. And then there's "We the People" by Jill Poor is on here. Another one called "What is Queer Food? How We Served a Revolution" by John Birdsall. Mm, this one is called "Wild Thing" by Sue Prideaux, and it's Paul Gauguin's bodily colored, formally inventive artwork inspired paintings from Van Gogh and Picasso to the German Expressionists. In this elegant biography, Prideaux draws on recently discovered source material to dispel myths about the Frenchman whose life was as inventive as his art. So I don't know what she gonna dispel on that one because he spent most of his time in Tahiti while his wife and kids were in France. So I don't know what Miss she gonna dispel on that one. While he was over in Tahiti drawing half naked young girls, his wife was back in France and the kids back in France. Look, dispel all the myths you want. Let's see. The last one on is the Zorg, a tale of greed and murder that inspired the abolition of slavery by Sid Arth Carr. In 1781, the crew of a British slave ship decided to throw scores of enslaved sick people overboard to collect insurance premiums. The horrifying case captured international attention, and Kara argues helped galvanize the abolition of the British slave trade. Our reviewer called this immersive, deeply research history a book of great importance and one that will likely become a classic. I don't know about all that, but okay. Yeah, so this kind of weird list compared to the list I remember last year. I mean, I knew more of the books and I'd even read quite a few of them. So yeah, this was weird. I don't know, it's weird. Let's see. Tracy said, "Wait, I stepped away for a sec. Who was naked and dating?" No, because somebody has written a new biography on Paul Gauguin, and it's they tried as something they're going to dispel myths about Gauguin. And I said, well, he literally spent most of his time in Tahiti, pretty much painting scantily clad 14-year-old girls, Tahitian girls, while his wife and kids are back in France. So I don't know what kind of myth they're gonna dispel on him, but you know, that's what I'm saying. Now, unless you're gonna come up with some proof that that's not true, which don't make sense because his paintings are scantily clad 14-year-old girls, for Tahitian girls. So yeah, we gonna see. Anyway, so that was the big thing, literary thing that was surprising to me was seeing how weird that list was. Like that, it was. There's a lot of books on that. I just I don't. So what? So you're saying go get on the list? No, that's the book that's on the list. That's the book that I was reading about. It's a biography. Uh, yeah, it's a biography about Gauguin. I don't remember what the title is. I can go back. I'll go back and see if I can find it. Um, I don't know if I can find it. It's I don't see it now, but it's a biography written about Gauguin, saying that it's going to dispel some myths about him. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Um, y'all mean the files, not the list. Oh my god! All right, Raymond, be careful. Be careful now. Um, let's see. Rosa said, just get ready. There will be a lot of best of 2025 lists coming out. It's the season. Yes, it is. But it's like every little messy little thing. I like seeing what some people are gonna, they're gonna preach as this were the best books of the year, and you're like, okay, all right, if you say so. I really like this time of the year is to see what other content creators read in 2025 that they say were their best books of 2025. And I'm counting on finding some more books that are not just new books, but that are backlisted. I like seeing when people have like a mix of backlisted and new because I think that, that's the best mix you can have. Um, hey Karen, how are you? Welcome, welcome. What are you reading? Um, let's see. Tracy said she means the list. The one. Yeah, I know which one. Yeah, I know. I know. I know that one. I ain't saying it, but I know it. Y'all can read it and see. Um, but yeah, because that's the best part about this for me is seeing what's on the top 10 or top 15, because some people be reading a lot of books, so they can have a top 20 because they didn't read like 150 books. Um, but like when I do my tops of the year, they have to be 5 star. I don't. I mean, I might have a runner up or something that might be 4.5 stars or something, or 4 stars. But I'm only gonna have one runner up. But all of my top books are the ones that I gave 5 stars to. I'm messing around with that. But I'll be looking to see what people are putting in their top 10. Hopefully, there will be more backlisted suggestions than new books. Tracy said butter honey pig bread and Walking Gentry Home were two of the best of 2020. Yeah, I really enjoyed Butter Honey Pig Bread. That book is good. I mean, I feel like that might be I might say that might be underrated at this point because when did that come out? Did that not come out in 2023? Is it 2023 came out or was it 2024? I'm not sure, but that is a book. It seems like I didn't see a lot of people reading, but I buddy read it. When was that? Maybe it was 2023 or 2024. I buddy read that with Patrice, and we both really, really enjoyed it. Margaret said, and my storygraph, I have 9 5 stars, and they're all over. Really points uh, out the difference in stars for different genre in my system. Well, I mean, that's fine. I feel like that's fine because you're the kind of person you don't just read one genre, you read lots of genres, so that makes sense. So your 9 5 star reads, I mean, I'll be interested to see what the list is because I know you read all over the place. So I'm gonna wind up watching the video and I'm gonna get at least one or two recs or something out of your list that I'm gonna want to read. So I think that's great if you got nine. I'm not sure how many I got. I don't think I have a lot of nine five-star reads. I might have maybe eight or nine. I'm not sure. Um, Lola said bunny butter honey pig bread is very underrated. I agree because I thought more people would have been raving about that book, and that was not the case, sadly. But it's not too late, people. If you're in here and you're listening, read Butter Honey Pig Bread. That book is really good. Oh, it was in 2020. Okay, there you go. But I think I read it in 2023 or 2024. Margaret said, okay, grabbing some hot chocolate and getting ready for, oh, go get ready for your live. Bye bye. um, all right. So yeah, yeah, because I see people talk about that book now and I think, wow, that's a really good read. I remember really like I love the way that author writes. The way she writes, I thought it was just beautifully written. And I don't know, Amalula, was that a debut novel for her? Because I thought it was beautifully written. Beautiful, beautiful story, beautiful characterization. Um, if I remember correctly, with the twin girls, it was. You know, I just thought everything about it was done very very well. The way the book was put together and everything, I thought it was very good. It's a good read, and it was not long. It wasn't excessively long. You know, it was like right where it should be. Um, yeah, definitely an underrated book. Very underrated. I agree with that. Um, there's another writer who's underrated as well. Is Chika Inigwe is also an underrated author as well. Oh yeah, okay, that's right. It is her. It is a debut. That's what I thought. But she did the business in that book. I love the writing. It flowed really well. I really enjoyed it. That's like an author. I think I can't wait to see what she puts out next. I think it's going to be even better than her first one. Tracy said, "Written in the Waters, a memoir of history, home, and belonging, is a 2025 book by Tara Roberts, a Black woman who is a national." Yeah, you talk about this one, and I need to look into getting that one because I feel that's an interesting read. Let me just write something down there. Let me just write that down because otherwise I'm gonna forget about it. Written in the Waters. Because you're the third person that's mentioned this story. Tara Roberts. Okay, now I'm kind of writing it down. Okay. Um, because that was one that you had mentioned it and somebody else came in. I wonder if it wasn't Tinley Michelle that came in and talked about it as well. And then somebody else commented somewhere and was mentioning this book and said how good it was. So yeah, that's definitely one I should look into purchasing and reading because it sounds very different, very interesting. Um, yeah, see, Rosa said "Written on the Waters" was excellent. There you go. Um, so yeah, I'll be looking forward to checking out people's best books of 2025. See what's going on with that. Um, Is there any are there any content creators on YouTube that you definitely watch their top tens or whatever of the year? Or do you just try to watch as many as you can? Or are there certain people do that you like watching to see what their top 10 is gonna be? Or if not on here, over on IG. I know some people on IG do top 10 as well. Not as many, but I know they do. Let me know which people who you would definitely want to watch their top 10. I think I would want to watch. Um, I think I would want to watch. I would watch Noteworthy Fiction. So that's Nicole. I would watch her top 10 or whatever her top reads for 2025. I would read hers, watch hers because she reads pretty widely. So I would watch hers. I would also watch um oh my god, I can't think of what his name is. He's Australian. I can't remember what his name is. Yeah, Crystal and Janice do their top tens together. Um, they usually do theirs, I think, closer to the 31st or something like that, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. DL said my usual crew. Kay, yeah, when Kay does it, I try to watch it as well. Celeste as well. Raymond, yeah. Um, I think on here, I would like to watch Lexus to see what she thought was her tops of 2025. Lex Reed. Definitely would watch. Definitely would watch PETA from Comfy Cozy Up. Would also watch Michael Reeves if he does his. I don't know if he'll do them though here on YouTube or maybe he'll do them on TikTok. I'm not sure. Um, Rose is asking if Raymond does a top 10. He does. Usually, and Raymond, are you doing a focus author next year or not? I had a question on that. I would also watch. I would watch Patrice's to see what her tops were. I would watch Doris, all books. I'd watch her to see what her tops were. I would also watch Britta Bowler to see what her tops were for the year. And who else would I watch? I would watch Eric Call Anderson. And I think that's about it. Oh, I would the lady if she does her top 10. I don't know if she'll do her top 10. We'll watch the ladies top 10. Freeform lady, watch her top 10. Um, DL said on YouTube I'll watch it if it pops up and they read similar to me. Yeah, okay. And Raymond said not doing an author next year, but might be doing a genre. Oh, putting a little spin on it and everything. Okay, that's nice. It should be interesting. Let me guess. Romance isn't going to be the pick. Tracy said things I should have told my daughter, lies, lessons, and there's Pearl Cleage. Okay, was also a 5 star for you. Rosa said I would like to hear more from men who read. Yeah, that I think that's a great idea as well. I'm gonna have to add black men to that to be more specific. DL said, okay. Oh my God. Curtis said, I would watch Larry. Yeah. Kayla's bookish vibes. I think I don't know her that well. I think I may have watched one of her videos, but I don't know her. If she's really in my if she reads like similar things to me. I think she reads a lot romance and um fantasy, if I'm not mistaken. Freeform Lady, definitely. Um, Yell said same to Rosa. Amalo said, I want to finish authors' works who I have just one or two to go. Yeah, I would too, because I've got quite a few that only one or two to go. And I'm like, why have you not finished this shit? So I can tell you off the bat, I have the last book in what's it called? The Blanche White series. I have the fourth book to read, the Blanche White series, to finish that. Then I have for Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, I have The Thing Around Your Neck and Dream Count, and then I'll be finished all her stuff. Then there's the series. What's it called? The nervous conditions. The nervous conditions series, or it's a trilogy. I got to read book three to finish that off. I have. Oh yeah, I started reading this year the Potato Factory, that series. I have book two and three to finish that series, so I have to do that. And who else do I have to finish a series of? I think something else, somebody else I haven't. I need to finish up. Um, I can't think. I think there's one or two more. I'm sure. Um, Tracy said I have a mix of nonfiction and fiction on my top for 2025 backlisted. I think I have some nonfiction that's 5 stars. I'm not sure about that. Amalola said Daniel Black and Leonard Pitts are on my list. I have Leonard Pitts as well because I need to finish it's called Before I Forget or Before I Forget You or something like that. That's the last one I got to read. I have not read yet. Daniel Black, I got more than one or two books to read for Daniel Black. I should pick Daniel Black as like a focus author, here and just read all the way through. Um, oh, you've got Bushem and Shetta. I do too, but I don't think I've read nearly enough. She has a lot of books, and I mean, how many books does she have, Amalola? Because I think I've only read one, two. I think I've only read three, and I know she has a lot more than three books. Let me know how many she actually has, because three, I know she got a lot. I think she must have like 7 books or something like that. Um, Tracy said, of course, Amalola, Dr. Black for sure, and Leonard Pitts, yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I don't think I've read more than three Amanda books. I think it's only three. Um, but I think she has a lot more books. I think it might be more than 2 books to read to finish her work. Um, uh, what about Chike Nigwe? Doesn't she only have like maybe 4 books? Um, Okay, I read The Joys of Motherhood. I read The Bride Price. I read Second Class Citizen, and that's it. But she's got a lot of books. Destination Biafra, The Slave Girl. I think I own The Slave Girl. The New Tribe. I don't have that one. Kiende, Double Yoke, In the Ditch. In the Ditch has a new edition made from it. I think it came out a couple of years ago. Um, what else? Moonlight Bride, The Rape of Shavi, Head Above Water, Naira Power, The Wrestling Match, Titch the Cat, The Family. I think I have a copy of The Family. Sorry, No Colors, uh, Our Own Freedom, Nowhere to Play, A Kind of Marriage, and I think that's it. So, lady, I don't know. That one is that's quite the I mean, I feel like that's a great project over 2 years. I mean, I like Busha Sheta, her books and stuff, but her stories are pretty they're sad. And you're reading it and you just want to slap somebody when you're reading it. And so I don't know how many of those in a row I could read without getting being super angry while reading. But the A House for Mr. Biswas by Snail was good. Yeah, that's an excellent book. Yeah, author's definitely trash, but the book was good for sure, for sure, for sure. But yeah, I would be interested in reading more of her stuff. It's just like I don't know how much of it I could read in a row because yeah, the men in her books make me angry. Wow, they make me super angry. But yeah, she would be a great author to get more and into her backlist and kind of. Now the thing about her books as well is that you got to find them because not all of them have been republished, which I find a crime that these books have not republished yet. Not all of them, at least. There are new additions to Second Class Citizen and what was the other one? I don't remember what the other one was called. In the Ditch. There's a new edition of that out. But the other one, they have not made new additions to these books, so they're not always easy to find. So if you're gonna read a lot of Bushin Machito, you have to like really you have to really look for the book. Go look in all of used bookstores and see if you can find them because they're not easy to come by. Now another person I would like to finish reading all her stuff is J. California Cooper. And that's another author. I have not read a lot of her books. I've only read maybe three or four. So I would need to go make a list of that and start, actually reading, the rest of her stuff. I think she has maybe 8 or 9 books or something, maybe even more. So I don't even own them all. I think I only own like 7. So I guess I can start reading the 7 I own and then figure out the other one later. But that's definitely an author I would read all the way through. I would definitely recommend reading all of Bernice L. McFadden's if you have not read all of those. Those are oh my god, fantastic. I feel like all of them are really, really good for a particular reason. And I think if I have to say the one that I liked the least, I think is it Glorious. I think that's the one I like the least. And that's mostly because it was too damn short. I wish it would have been longer. But all of them are wow. Wow, wow, wow. Fantastic. Tracy says you can't go wrong. No, you cannot. You cannot go wrong with your California. Great, Great short story collections, and then she also has some novels thrown in there. But wonderful writing, great storytelling, and gives good advice in these books. Um, Definitely her. I was also thinking another person would be good to read is Attica Locke, because she doesn't have so many books. She's got the trilogy, the Highway 60 something series or 59 or whatever it's called. That's three books. Then she's got what is it? Welcome to Pleasantville or something weird like that. I can't remember what the title is. And she's got Blackwater Rising, and she's got what is that one called? It happens in the plantation. Got that one. So she's got like maybe six books or something. That's very doable for the year, especially if you like reading mystery. I call it like literary mystery, literary fic mystery. She would be really easy to do for the year to get through all the books. I recommend also um oh, you're done with Attica Locke. I have one left to read. The third book in the trilogy. I have to finish that, and I have to finish the Bill one. I haven't read that one, but I've read all the other ones, and I really like them all. She's just a wonderful writer. Um, I think you should also read as a focus would be good is Anne Petrie would be really good. There's a very small amount of books as well. It's very doable for the year. And really fantastic story writing. I feel like, yeah, that's somebody that everybody should have read something by her now. Trying to think who else could be good. Now, somebody else that could be good as well is Diane McKinney Whetstone. I have not read all of her books, but I've read three of them, and they were really good. And I don't think she has that many books. She only has, wait, one, two, three, four. I think she has eight, nine books. Um, let's see. Curtis said, I'm actually reading Pleasantville. Yeah, for 26. Next year by Attica Locke. Yeah, that's the one I have left to read. Pleasantville and the third one in the Guide Me Home. The Guide Me Home is the third one in the trilogy with what's his name, Andre and Crazy Mama. So I would definitely read, yeah, read those next year because it's only two books, and I'd probably try to read them in March since March is March Mystery Madness. I'll probably read it that month. Another good person to read would be S.A. Cosby if you like thrillers, because he doesn't have it's not a lot of books. You could actually read all of those in 1 year and be done. And his new, of course, is King. So if you could get all the other ones, read all the other ones, and then follow up with King of Ashes, you'd be done, and you would have all his work done. It's the ones that are really difficult. Like for me, I would like to start reading more Jonathan Franzen. I haven't read any of the Jonathan Franzen that I have. So, and Jonathan Franzen is some big books. So I would like Jonathan Franzen. Maybe I'll start reading some of his stuff this year, 2026. And there's also Wally Lamb. That's another author I would like to start reading Wally Lamb because I think I might own three Wally Lambs or something like that. Tracy said, Bluebird, Bluebird, Heaven, My Home, Guide Me Home, or the Highway 59. Yeah, that's the one that I have to read the last one. I'm said, oh, I have King of Ashes and one other of his to go. Yeah, I have All Sinners Bleed and King of Ashes to get to be finished all his stuff. Tracy said, my darkest fear is the weakest one from SA. Yeah, it is. It's definitely the weakest one. So, so there you have it. Um, yeah, Amala said she loves France. I had a discussion with Franson when he came to Festival America when he was signing one of my books. I couldn't bring them all. I think I only brought one book because I was like, this is crazy. Franson's book's gonna take up half my suitcase. I was like, nah. I'm a little bit, and that love is just from reading one book of his. So which one was it? Because I think I want to start with what's the one that I want to start with? I think I want to start with. Mm, which one is the one that you like? I want to start with freedom. Okay, now I don't think it's freedom I want to start with. I think it's the other one. What's it called? The corrections. I think that's the one I want to start with. So I own the corrections, I own freedom, I own crossroads, and I think I own purity. And I own another one by him too. Um, I don't know what the other one is called that I own. So I feel like I need to start with the corrections. Let me see if I don't have the name of the other one. Oh, the other one I have is the 27th City. That's the other one that I own. Okay, so wait, let's see. Wait, what did you say? Tracy said Essay's very first book, Brotherhood of the Blade, is a different genre. It was just okay. No, I wouldn't read that. Plus, I tried to do the corrections but was distracted. That's interesting. So you weren't distracted for freedom, but you were distracted for corrections. I think the corrections is his first book, if I'm not mistaken, and I think the next one was freedom. So I don't know. I think I got the correction signed. I don't know. I'll see. I'll try to start with correction and see how it goes. But these books are usually pretty big, so I'm gonna have to pace myself with all these big books. Yeah, it's 650 pages. I'm gonna have to pace myself with that one. And freedom is how big is freedom? To see, freedom is 562. It's a little smaller. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna listen. I own all those. You own as well the one city, the what's it called? The 27th city. You own that one because nobody ever talks about that one. He also has another one called the discomfort zone of personal history. I don't know what that's about. Strong motion. I don't know what that's about either. And another one called farther away, the end of the earth. Those essays, I don't want to read essays. What if we stopped pretending? I don't know, that sounds like essays. I only want fiction. So I don't know. I'm gonna try the corrections and see where it leads me. Rosa, I still have to read something from Franson, but my first will be the corrections because I already have it. Well, that's the one I want to start with because I think that was his first one. Oh, you were traveling. Yeah, yeah. When you're traveling, yeah, you can't. Well, you focus on the book, but in a different way. There's less focus, and so I get it. I get it. And it was probably big too, and that didn't attract you to reading it more frequently because it was so big and you were traveling. Karen said Franson's Crossroads was good. Yeah, I remember hearing people say Crossroads was really good. Crossroads came out in 2021, so that's not going to be high up on my list. But the corrections came out in 2002. Freedom came out in 2010. Purity came out in 2015. How to Be Alone came out in 2003. Let's see, what's this other one? Ready. Crossroads came out in 2021. And the 27th came out in 2001. So the 27th City came out before the corrections. It was the year before. And it's a shorter novel, too. It's not as long, I don't think. Oh, no. It says here it's 528 pages, but my copy doesn't seem to be 528 pages. I could be wrong, though. Maybe it looks longer than it really is. So either I'll start with the 27th City or I'll start with the corrections and see how it goes because, you never know. All right, people. It's 19/7/17. It's time for me to get off of here. It's late. It's been interesting talking to y'all this Friday after Thanksgiving. Thanks for coming and stopping by and telling me what you're reading. And I'll be back next Friday. That should be interesting. We should all almost be finished reading Bleak House by then. Oh my God, this is gonna be so interesting. Oh my God. So bye bye. Have a great weekend and thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was definitely 5 stars for me both times for sure. We'll have a different drummer. Thanks so much for stopping by on this long weekend because I know y'all didn't have to come in here. I wasn't sure who was coming. But thank you so much for coming by, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye bye.